Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Ashton Rooney of Trenton Football. Ashton, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Um, my goodness, what a run that you guys are on right now. I know the last time you were on here, of course, Trenton was 0-2 at the time, and then of course, got some big wins early on, and then two big wins against the two big against Gibraltar Carlson and Allen Park, two of the top teams in the division. What has it been like to be on this run and get some big wins the past few weeks?
It feels amazing. The guys are super happy about this, but we kind of realized like after Friday, it's over and we have to move on to the next week. If we want to keep this going, we can't like stay on this high and then crash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But so going in there and really what was the biggest thing coming off losing those first two games? What was the biggest thing that really kind of changed with you guys?
We just decided to work harder. I mean, we should have been doing that from the start, but guys really put time in, focus, wanted to be there, and practice just got a lot more physical in our hitting sessions and everything like that, and our game plan just got better.
Yeah. So I got to ask you, like, how have you kind of improved these last few weeks? What were some of the things that you felt like, okay, this is what I have to do. What about this is what I have to work on to become a better player? What were some of those things just that you personally just focused on?
I focused on my steps, like from when we run counters, everything like that, carrying out fakes to make them think I have the ball when we give it to our fullback, like just things like that, blocking, stuff like that, getting more physical.
Yeah. So kind of talk about like, going into those two games. Obviously I think Carlson and Allen Park got you guys last year, but what was it like, going to Carlson? I believe it was their homecoming, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then, coming out of there, because that's a huge road win for you guys.
Um, yeah, we went in there and our mentality was like we got to hit them hard and hit them fast, like, and we had an 8-minute drive to start the game, and after that drive, we knew like we were just gonna take it to them.
Yeah. It just like, of course, and then of course, Allen Park as well, who I believe who was undefeated at the time, getting the big win 13-6. The confidence that you guys have right now. Where are you guys at, right now? And I know you just mentioned it after the first question. You said, got to manage the not get too high, not get too low. So let me ask you this. How do you kind of manage those emotions?
First thing that's said when we come in on Saturdays is like that game's over. We got to move on. Like we can't just like look on the past, like because we have a big game this week. Like we just got to prepare for every team because we wanna win, and you just last week does not matter anymore.
Well, let's talk about that game this week. Of course, Chelsea is coming to town. Of course, for obviously a team I'm very familiar with. Of course, with the of course the SEC White champions of this year. So, obviously this is a different team, new coach, and honestly, it was whenever Noel Dean's around somewhere, he's going to bring his high-powered offense anywhere he goes. Because what's it going to be like to? I know I'm not sure how much film you've been able to watch yet, but what do you feel? What are your first impressions of that team?
That it's just gonna be a dogfight either way. Like it's gonna be a very physical game, and I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't seen a lot of film on them, but I just know it's Chelsea. It's gonna be physical.
I mean, they are nicknamed the Bulldogs, so it is going to be a dogfight, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, but it's so so kind of go into like what do you feel like you guys need to do to come away, with a big win, this week, and also the biggest factor with these last 3 weeks of the season, all three games are at home. So how
Um,
big of an advantage is that to have your last three games at home to end the regular season?
It's huge having games at home. You don't gotta get on a bus. You can get to the school later, like just things like that. There's little advantages that actually helping the and
Yeah. And also just, just kind of like there, it's what's this week of practice going to be like, and to kind of, stay focused, the eyes on the prize and all that stuff.
we always say that we have to have a better week of practice every week. Like last week doesn't matter. This week has to be a better Monday than last Monday. This Tuesday has to be a better Tuesday than last Tuesday. There's that kind of mentality.
I know you're a senior. I'll end it on this, but kind of going into this year, last you only have two guaranteed games left. Obviously, obviously you're in a good spot, so I know you'll have more than that. But what is knowing that the end is almost near? How does that ever come across your mind, or how do you just put that away or something like that?
I mean, definitely, but I don't think it'll hit me until it's actually over. Like, 'cause I'm in the middle of it right now. But I feel like after when it's done, like it'll hit me that I'll not play high school football again. Kind of like that. But I just
So
have to enjoy it while I'm here.
yeah. So I know that going through the week is obviously it's tough on the body and all that stuff, and also trying to be a student and also be trying to be an everyday kid. I know you got a lot of things on your plate, but how do you kind of manage just everything?
You know, it's just kind of like going to school, get home, get after practice, get my homework done. I like to do cupping, if you know what that is, like for my back and everything. And then it's kind of like getting to bed early and, just focusing on every little thing you do all day.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So and then of course you got basketball and then baseball later in the year. How excited are you for those two things?
I'm excited, but I'm not looking past football right now because I'm really enjoying that. So, I want to stay in the moment while I can.
Okay, we'll have to have you on to talk more about that stuff. So,
Exactly.
um, but yeah, all right. But Ashton, thank you so much for the time as always, and best of luck this week against Chelsea.
Thank you.